You are listening to Indie Radio, where we do content the indie way. Hello. Welcome to
Hello.
our new episode of Men and Women Talk, the Mars Venus Show. I am one of your hosts, Kente, all the way live from Los Angeles, California, and I'm so happy to be here. And I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Mosaic. Can you guys hear me?
Hi. Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay. I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Mosaic. How you doing, Mosaic?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm awesome. Tell me, how's your week been?
My weekend was good. It was pretty relaxing. I kind of chilled out.
Uh-huh.
Um, I went to a friend's house and hung out with her, and I didn't really try to do anything. I just did whatever I wanted to do.
All right. So you're just doing what you want to do. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So, we have a pretty good show for you guys tonight. We're going to continue kind of like where we left off last week. We're doing just a random topics. And we have a nice panel that we've assembled for you. One of our panelists, she dropped off, but I'm sure she'll be back on any moment now. Here she is. So let's start off with the ladies first. Uh, Okay, I'm going to start off with Dr. Amirah. How you doing, Dr. Amirah?
I'm doing wonderful,
Hey,
spectacular.
yeah, it's been a long time, girl.
I do.
Tell the
Look
audience
at
a little
change.
bit of tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Oh well, I can't define myself as just one thing, but let me just say I'm an awesome person. However, uh, I'm a holistic healer who does a lot of things in terms of psychic readings and energy readings. I do cleanses, chakra cleanses, and I'm a life coach among anything involving a herbalist, anything involving that. However, I am a wife. I'm an adoptee. I am a mother of a 5-year-old now. So I'm about to adopt a child. As you can hear him in the background, he's saying, Mommy, Mommy, Mommy. For some
Oh,
another, I don't know what he wants, and he must supposed to be getting ready for bed. However, and I'm a wife and I'm a grandmother of 4 and one on the way. So I'm in a business entrepreneurship and an expert in a lot of things in dabbling to spirituality amongst other things, and just kind of trying to navigate my way through this DCS system, Division Children's Services, because that's what you have to deal with when you drop your child out of foster care, because it can be a headache. But I would encourage people to adopt, uh, because it's not as hard as you think it is. Just tedious because you know how the government is. Um, so that's in a nutshell. That's a small part about me. And I'm kind of a lover of people unless you get on my nerves.
Such a tourist. Such a tourist.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. All right. Well, I'm so glad that you are here, and I really appreciate all that you do. And I'm be interested to hear your points of view tonight. All right. So our next lady on the panel is once again is Tory. How you doing, Tory? Uh-oh, is she frozen? I think she is frozen. So what we're gonna do is get her. We'll get her back on. Um, all right. So let's do this while we're waiting for Tory. Let's start with the gentleman. This guy, he's a podcaster as well, a good friend of mine, and we'll be doing a podcast on Fridays. And I want him to talk a little bit about that. It's the one and only Josh.
Oh, that's me. Wasn't expecting this. What's up, man?
Hey.
Now, you probably want me to tell you what's up and what's up with the Wadcast, which comes at you every Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, where we talk to writers, actors, directors, and all of those special little jobs on set when it comes to film and television production. Why do we do it? Because, it's fun. That's why we do it. We've had a lot of great guests, and really looking forward to you, Kente, being our third chair, starting with episode number 45. We haven't nailed down a topic yet, but The ideas are in the group chat, and some feedback would be appreciated.
Okay. I will be glad to give feedback because you know me, I'm Mr. Feedback.
That's
So,
why you were invited to the show.
right. So I'm glad to have you on, and I'll be looking forward to Friday nights. Also, another person I'm gonna be doing a podcast with coming up. This guy, he's a tennis coach as well as a avid art collector and an all-around good human being. It's the one and only Lamb. How you doing, Lamb?
I'm doing well, Mr. Ferguson. I appreciate the accolades.
Yes, and I mean he's not just a tennis pro; he's the tennis pro of tennis pros.
Okay, now you're talking.
Yes. So he's gonna get my game to where I'm gonna win the French Open. Maybe not this year, but next year for sure.
Yeah. Which lifetime?
This lifetime. All right, I'm gonna win. All right, I'm gonna take down all of those guys. But we're actually starting a tennis podcast called "No Pushers Allowed," the tennis podcast. So, actually, explain what a pusher is briefly.
That would be me, right?
Yeah.
Anyone that goes out on the tennis court with the intention that they don't necessarily want to end the point, and they just are content to keep balls in play.
Right. And that's like a dirty word in the tennis game. So being a pusher, you don't want to be known as a pusher. So, I mean, I'll be lucky to be a pusher. So, but that's me though. So, but yeah. And I know a lot of you subscribe to the Facebook page that I made for him, showing his exploits on the tennis court. So thank you all. All right. So also joining us, another returning champ is Tory, who's doing a podcast as well, starting Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My internet connection was wavering up on the second floor, so I had to go down to the first floor. But hi.
Hey. So tell us about your podcast that's coming up Tuesday.
Okay, so it's called The Infectious Geek, and it's kind of more like horror movie related. Like we're going to do a lot of throwbacks to the 50s and 60s horror movies. And I've interviewed the sheriff from the original Night of the Living Dead, and I've interviewed zombies from Day of the Dead, and I really, really like the whole horror genre. So we're going to be doing a few shows about that. But I do all things nerdy too, so it'll be really cool.
All right. So if you want to get your nerd fix, Tory and Josh definitely got you on that for sure. So those are our resident nerds. So thank you. All right. So random topics. Now these topics are really coming out. I haven't even thought about them. So this is kind of a freestyle show. I like doing these. It keeps me on my toes. And the first thing I wanted to talk about is, and it piggybacks on something we brought up on the last show that Josh was nice enough to participate with. And I did this as me and Lamb talked about this as well. This idea of protecting your lady, right? And what do you expect from your man when it comes to protection? So anyone who listened to the last week's show, I gave a scenario about I asked Josh this question. I said, if you were in the woods camping with your lady and she got up to use the bathroom, and then you went to go, she didn't come back, you went to go see what happened to her, and Bigfoot had her in a warm embrace, what do you do? Do you make an attempt to try to take Bigfoot out to save your lady? Do you run like a coward? And it's funny. I've asked this question to different guys, and I've gotten some pretty interesting answers. I'm trying to remind me, Josh. What did you say last week?
Oh, we went in a lot of different paths with this one. I believe at one point that it turned into a menage. But I believe the final answer was, let's see if I remember right. I said, oh God, it looks like I'm going to have to fight Bigfoot.
And since Lamb wasn't on the show last week, can you tell the audience what you said when I asked you personally that question?
I said that if my honey was silly enough to go to the woods, to the bathroom by herself, then Bigfoot is definitely going to have his way tonight.
Oh my God. So you're the one who said that. And I was like, why would you let her go by herself? Like,
she didn't tell me she was going.
That's funny. Okay, so now Bigfoot is obviously he may or may not really exist, but there's something we can talk about. Being in a position where you get in a confrontation over, with your lady's honor, to be restored or protected or whatever you want to call it. And so, especially as a younger guy, I think a lot of times we fall in the trap of, we gotta, we have to fight, we have to do whatever, because of some maybe even insignificant situation. But the question I want to ask, I'm gonna start with the guys, and then I want to ask the ladies kind of what they expect. And we're not talking about Bigfoot, we're talking about, actual situation. I'll put the scenario more in the realm of real life. You actually have a man, right? We'll say he's the same height, weight, whatever. And let's say he was being inappropriate with your lady. We're gonna start with you, Josh, because I like the look on your face already. So so he's being inappropriate with your lady. Maybe we're at a Christmas party or something, and he had a few to drink, and he starts getting a little handsy with the lady. How do you exercise how far you're going to go to handle that situation? Because these situations do happen.
How far will I go? Well, you got to issue the warning first, right? Like that's the first step. Let him know that the behavior is not acceptable. If it continues, then you get maybe just a little physical. If he wants to escalate, then you got to put him down. But you can't be the one that escalates it to that point, for mostly legal reasons.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you don't mind getting physical?
Not if it's absolutely necessary, and if somebody is being handsy, if it's being incredibly inappropriate, and it's really bothering my significant other, then yeah, it has to come to a stop one way or another. The only other solution is, of course, to walk away. But who's to say it doesn't happen again? So sometimes you do need to set an example as well.
That's right, and use that military training on their butt.
If I get
Okay. What about you, Lamb? How do you diffuse that? How would you diffuse that kind of situation?
Well, my question to you would be, what is my significant other doing while this is occurring?
She's getting annoyed. She's getting annoyed by the way he's acting.
Okay. I guess the first thing would be to reason. Mm-hmm. And if that doesn't work, leave the situation. So my woman and I are out of there.
Oh, so you're really not trying to get to a physical situation. You really want to just remove yourself from it.
Right. I think in the first place, the idea of reasoning is ridiculous because the person likely knows that they're going beyond certain boundaries. And so if you have to attempt to reason with somebody that clearly is being disrespectful, perhaps the best thing to do is to leave under the circumstances.
Mm, okay. I can dig that. I can dig that. Now, I really want to get with the ladies on this because I don't know if any of you ladies have been in a situation like that. If so, say you have or you haven't. Have you? Have you, Tori? Oh, you're on mute.
Sorry. I've been in relationships where the guy has been extremely possessive and jealous to the point where if a guy comes, okay, you know David. You remember David?
I remember David.
Okay, well, I would post a selfie or something like that. And guys would comment on my selfies, be like, oh, you're so beautiful, blah, blah, blah. You know how Facebook does. Well, he
Right.
would get mad at me for their comments. And I'm like, how are you going to get mad at me? It's not my fault. You know, like this is like completely out of the realm of my control. Like I can't control other people's actions. So he would get like really mad. And I didn't know how to deal with it because I would definitely be like upset that he was so mad. We get into arguments about it. But at the end of the day, like I can't control people's comments. And then I've been on the other spectrum where the guy didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like he was like, whatever. And then he continued to do his own thing. So like uh I'd like to meet in the middle. You know what I mean? Like I would like a guy that would care, but I wouldn't want him to get like overly jealous.
Mm, that's interesting. So you don't want him to not react. You want him to show that you're my. Kind of
Yeah,
somewhat
be like, that's
territorial.
my girl, bro. You know, just like give the heads up to the guy. Be like, hey, man, that's my girl. Like, she's uncomfortable with you talking to her like that. Why don't you back off a little bit? Not even like in a threatening way or anything like that, but like, you know, being like, hey, man, that's my girlfriend, you know? And if the guy who's hitting on me had any kind of respect for me, he would be like, yeah, okay, cool. Sorry about that, you know? But I would also be the one in the situation to say, I have a boyfriend, you know, like you shouldn't be talking to me, you know?
Mm, okay. What about you, Dr. Amira? Uh, one is what would you do in the situation as the person being hit on? And then also, what responsibility do you believe that you have to make sure it doesn't get to a certain point, too? As for,
Well, I'm a queen, first of all. So I'm gonna check it in the gate before my Leo husband, because he's something else. I'm just telling you for the record. He is something else, and the way he rolls, I don't think nobody want to try that. We've been in situations where people have came to me in a slight uncomfortable position, and he let them have it. um would even looking like a bear or crazy insane in the membrane type of cat. So he didn't really, he went in, but he didn't go in to the point where the person felt like they was gonna pop the trunk or anything like that, but he went in, trust me. uh but so we definitely have a different type of understanding. I try to put myself in a situation to understand that I try to kill stuff off before it goes to that level, because who wants to go through a situation where your mate may have to uh pop the trunk, or possibly pull out his deuce and start duking it out like that. So I try to not experience that, but we have gone there with people though. So I'm not gonna sit up here and say in our younger years of dating that we did have to get with a couple of people, female and males, because I'm a bull, a Taurus, right? And that's not bullshit. So I've had to put myself in a situation where I had to get with a couple females that was disrespectful. That didn't, it was like, whoo, okay. But other than that, in our younger time, but now we've been married for, we've been together for quite some time now, for over a decade. So we really don't really have to do all that necessarily, because sometimes we could just look at people like you out of line, and the person like, oh, that's you. So that's the situation that we're in now currently. But when we were, back in the day when we were youthful and we was looking into each other's eyes and recognizing the greatness, we didn't, we didn't allow people, it went down, so to speak. But now when you get older, it's not so bad. Sometimes you just give people the eye, and they kind of be respectful. It's all about the energy you carry at this stage. But go ahead.
Okay, all right. What about you, Mosaic? How do you?
I've had to actually have my husband check somebody before. Like, I work in the shelter system and social services. And so when I was in the men's shelter, there was a particular guy who wanted to, like, he had to touch me all the time. I'm like, stop touching me. And so one day I punched him and he was like, you on camera, you can get fired for that. I said, I don't give a about this job. You touch me again, I'm gonna punch you in your face. Like, don't put your hands, don't touch me. And he would just have to walk past me and always like to touch my arm or touch my shoulder. And I would always like follow up like hitting him. So I had to tell my husband to have a conversation with him, and because we both worked at the same place. And ever since then, Duke wouldn't even speak to me no more. But because people would never really try my husband in front of me, because he's 6'3". He's built like a brick house. He's like, far as muscles and stuff going, like he's really, really strong. And so, like, especially like being in the shelter environment, they've seen him pick up a whole couch and throw it in the dumpster. So they're like, yeah, your husband is strong. We don't mess with him. But most people won't just mess with Bob because of how big he is, like, but you have to set those boundaries with people, like if I guess even if I was dating somebody, I would expect you can almost guarantee I'm gonna say something to the guy for trying to touch me or something like that. But I do expect a man to kind of like step in, like, hey man, like don't touch her no more or something like that. It don't necessarily have to become to a physical thing. Now, if it gets to that point, then so be it. But it shouldn't have to get there. But if you're being disrespectful, you should back down when somebody asks you to stop.
Yeah. Now, something that I find interesting is, what do you think about what would turn you off from a guy not handling that situation properly? Not necessarily your significant others, but what would turn you guys off, the ladies, about how they would handle that situation?
I guess if somebody is accosting or harassing me, and you don't say anything to them, and you see it, that is like ultimate, like hell, like that's a conversation. Like, what's wrong with you? Like,
Right.
why didn't you say anything? Or like, especially if it keeps happening and you're just sitting there like seeing nothing, then I'm questioning, like, are you scared or something? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't, that ain't gonna fly with me.
Hmm. What about the other ladies in the conversation? Same thing.
I mean, I would expect my guy now would definitely say something. Like, I agree with her.
No, like, I think when you want to feel protected, that's the main thing, is to feel protected by the person that you're with. If I can't feel protected by you, then I can't. I don't think I could trust you in a situation like that.
Who want a punk for a man, though? Honestly,
Right.
I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm just gonna say it flat out. These sisters is polishing it. I'm not gonna polish. I'm gonna take. Nobody want no punk. At least we gotta get beat up. We just gonna get beat up together. But I tell you what, no way that my man is. I wish my Leo man would sit there and let some men talk to me in kind of way. Shoot. And we both the same height. I don't give a dang. You heard me? I don't care. It don't matter. Let somebody, man. it's not going down like that. We didn't got that kind of relationship. He don't let nobody talk to me crazy. He wouldn't even let a family member, any of his family members talk to me crazy. Not that they have, because they love me because I'm so adorable. But that's not the point. The point is that would just not happen. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I just had to interject real quick. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah, my husband won't even let, like, my mom has like gone off some stuff one time, and he was like, if she call back one more time, I'm gonna tell her don't make my wife upset. And I was sitting there like, Lord, please don't let her call.
That's what I'm talking about.
But yeah, he will step in and intervene if he sees that something is bothering me, and I appreciate that about him.
Yeah, it's very interesting though. Like I've seen guys get punked, and I don't know if you ever see someone get embarrassed and you got embarrassed and the shit didn't even happen to you. You know, you're like, oh man. Like I seen this guy years ago at a McDonald's. He was chilling with this lady in the back. You know, I guess it was his girl or whatever. And mind you, the whole back was open. There was nobody back there but me, and I was like, across the way, and it was all these seats. And then these 4 gangbangers came in, and one guy, I guess he was a leader, walks right over to the guy and says, "You sitting in my seat." And he looks up and he looks and sees all the open seats, and he sees all the other guys that are with him, and he tried to say, well, wait a minute, there's seats everywhere. And he said, "You're sitting in my seat." So then he turns over to his woman and says, "All right, well, let's get out of here." And she's like, "I ain't going nowhere."
Come on,
Brother man,
your people.
He looked at her and was like, he bounced. Like that dude got up out of there. And the little gangster dude sat with her and started, talking to her and all of that stuff. So he basically punked him for his girl. Look, he was smart. What is he gonna take on all 4 of those guys in the McDonald's? And she had that attitude, So, but it was kind of, you felt his pain though. He had to walk of shame when he was walking out of there.
Well, I
think he punked her.
I don't think I wouldn't. Again, I'd be like, yo, it's other places to see, but you want this seat? I mean, have at it. This ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? That's something different. It ain't that he defending her. It is the point of level of why stoop to their ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's not even worth it. But if her dumb behind gonna stay there with him and talk with her little frisky, little fast tails, you can have at her. So right. if I see you again, chick, it's like that. Don't even speak to me. You don't know me. It's a wrap. You did.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Should your man interject before you say something, or would you like the opportunity to say something first to address the issue, and then if it's not reciprocated with a proper response, then your man does what he's supposed to do?
I mean, it depends on the situation. I usually let my man speak first for the most part, if that's what it is. But I mean, in some cases, it ain't even worth his time. It ain't even worth him talking. No, seriously. But if my man feel like he want to speak, let me tell you something. That little guy, he'll cut me off. He'll hold my hand and be like, "I got this." You know what I mean? That's the kind of man I wrote with. So. But I mean, for the most part, it just it's one of them situations. It just depends on the situation, though. But normally he would speak. So it's not a thing of me wanting him or not wanting him. If it's something I don't feel comfortable with saying, he certainly will say it. Or if it's something that I feel comfortable with saying, and it's something that I feel like we feel like I can handle, then I would handle it. But for the most part, my man is a gentleman, So I let him be a man, as the saying go. My mother always told me, let a man be a man, let his balls hang. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
I love it.
And I don't have to worry about my husband saying, like, My husband's pretty quiet, so and he when he speaks, it's purposefully. He has very purposeful conversation. He does not waste his words. So, like, if he sees I'm on coming, he's very possessive of me too. So, like, and my mom teases him all the time because and she'll say, "Well, he's always talking about my wife, my wife. You're not a possession. You don't belong to him." But that's just how my husband is. But if he had to say something, like he will fight, and he know his wife will fight. So it's like,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Didn't your husband pay that dowry to get you?
yeah. But I'm not a possession.
Hey, them goats, and then bill of hay he had to pay says different.
Right.
All right. So here's another topic I want to get to. This one, I don't know, may be difficult for some of us, maybe not. Has anyone ever had to break up with somebody? But I'm gonna throw this out. But you felt really crappy about doing it. Because
I'm sorry, repeat that one more time. I want to be sure that I hear you.
has anyone ever had to break up with somebody, but you felt bad doing it because there's really nothing concrete why you want to break up with them? They're actually a really good person. They're nice. There's really no complaints, but for some reason you're just not feeling it, and you almost hope they cheat on you to make it easy. You're like, you're looking for that thing to just say, "Oh, I'm out of here." You burnt my grits. What, whatever it is, right? A big shout out to Ronald Smith in the audience. But like, not all breakups are the same when you have to pull the trigger. And so I always hear this when it comes to breaking up, and it's usually levied at us men, is it's the way you did it. It's the way you did it. And I mean, I want to push back on that. We're going to get into that. But I first want to go, like, has anyone ever had to break up with someone who really didn't do anything? They're a good person, but you just wasn't feeling it.
Yes. So my now best friend, oh gosh. Well, he's a great guy. He's an amazing guy. I love him to death. But he's a pussy. Like he wasn't man enough for me. Like he wouldn't get into a fight, and like he wouldn't stand up for me. Like that kind of guy. Like he's a big pushover. I don't know. Like I don't want to put his business out there like this, but like he lost his virginity like 8 years ago and he's like 56. Like he doesn't have any like romantic experience. Yeah. So he was like definitely the 40-year-old virgin. And like I'm a hustler, I'm a street girl, I've been to jail a lot. Like I lived, I don't live anymore, but I lived a fast life, and he just didn't match that. He didn't understand the streets the way that I did. So we were from two different worlds. And although he loved me to death, and I'm sure that he would really, really be a good man to me, I just couldn't do it. And I had to break up with him, and it broke his heart.
Shout out to Tory. Her man wasn't gangster enough for her.
It's true. My man now is gangster though, so.
Oh, okay, that is hilarious. Wow, it's so funny, the whole virgin thing. We're gonna actually talk about virginity, and Lamb knows what I'm talking about with this. That's funny. That'd have been a great segue. But wow. Okay, so what about you, Mosaic? Have you ever had to break up with somebody that? Yeah. Oh, you're on mute.
It wasn't really a breakup for real. It was like we were like in the talking phase. So I'll talk to you while to make sure that it's good because I don't want to get to the point where we're like, yeah. But the thing was, he was a good guy. He was nice. He was a musician. You know, I like musicians and stuff. So, but he just looked like Neo, and I could not get past his face. As shallow as that may seem, I could not get past his face, and I was just like, ugh, I can't. And like he was nice, but he just looked like Neo. And
Can I make a quick interjection because I
sure.
think we lost Josh, not Neo from the Matrix. We're talking
Oh,
about the
Neo
R&B
the
singer
singer.
Neo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, his face just I could not. And every time I saw him, he looked, and then he would wear those fedoras, and he would just look more like Neo. I just like, ugh, I could not. I was just like, I could not look at him, and I was like, great guy. He probably was, a very good. He's a very good guy. Would make a great husband to somebody, just not me. Uh, So I just stopped talking to him because he wanted more, and it was just like I couldn't get past his face.
Wow, that is hilarious.
Yeah. And
I
so
mean, if you're
like
gonna look like Neo,
I told my cousin about it. I was like, yeah, girl, like she was like, but what like, so we do like y'all do. You'd be like, so what else that he's working with? I was like, well, he's working with some stuff now, but I can't get past his face. I can't even get to that part. Like, no.
oh, wow. Poor Neo. I mean, yeah, wow, that's something else. What about you, Lam? Have you ever had to, break up with somebody that, you know, you felt bad about doing it? Oh, Lam, did we lose you?
No, you didn't lose me. Are you asking me the question?
Yeah, yeah.
I did when I was 17 years old. I was dating someone that was 20 and fellow tennis player and beautiful human being inside and out. And I was fortunate that she chose me. And she had a lot of other opportunities with other guys. And, but it wasn't really going anywhere. So I would suggest that I meet her parents, and it didn't happen. She met mine, and it didn't seem like it was going anywhere. And so I just got tired of going to the courts where she was because she played as well, played on the team, and I just started ignoring her. I didn't know how to break up, and so I just ignored her, and then that was the extent of it. It's my one and only regret.
Um, Lamb invented ghosting.
Look, it was my one and only regret. If I had to do it all over again, I would. I mean, in hindsight, it's hindsight. I'm more mature now, so I would have done it differently.
Hmm. Oh, and someone
So
says ignoring is the worst.
yes, also to Yvonne's comment, yes, honey, I did check it, and yeah, he was working, but no, I couldn't even put a
Oh
bag
wow.
on it. I can't get past space.
Oh wow. Wow. Uh, Josh, have you ever had to do the deed like that?
Well, when you live the kind of life I have, chances are that a situation like this is going to come up. Never. So, no.
Oh, okay. So see, there is not all of us on the panel are cold-blooded assassins. Uh, let me guess. I know, Dr. Mary, you've had to give somebody the walking papers, huh? Because
Man,
and they were
let me tell you something. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be honest. Let me give you the polished answer on this one. No, I'm not gonna give you polished. No, just kidding. Well, of course, I've had my heart broken. I feel like Frank Sinatra in in this bitch. I've had my heart broken. I've had it stomped on. I've stomped on a few to pay them back for stomping on mine. Yeah, of course. I mean, I've dumped people and they've dumped me. And did it break? Did I feel a certain kind of way about it? I feel bad about it. Nope. Sorry. Nope. No, because it wasn't meant to be, and it wasn't like that for us, and it just wasn't working. And I'm not getting ready to stay anywhere and be unhappy, and I'm not gonna stay anywhere and make anybody else unhappy. If I'm not making a person happy or they not making me happy, I'm not gonna beg to stay. I'm not gonna get on my hands and knees, but please, baby, please, baby, please, baby. No, that's not happening. I'm just gonna exit out politely. Exit Elvis has left the building, in this bitch. So that's what has to happen. I mean, so y'all gonna stay there and be miserable, even if it just don't feel right. If you're not, you gotta be kind of attracted to the person. They gotta have like a cute eyeball or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't want to be looking at somebody that you wake up like, damn, you know what I mean? You roll over,
And I wake up in Leo's face.
Yeah, that's like a man. That's like a man thing. Like I could imagine how men feel. Me and my husband was talking about this before. Well, you just kind of wake up and you have like a late night and you have a little sip. Back in the club days. Back in the day, right? And you look and you be like, yeah, baby, we going home. And then you wake up and you look and then you laying next to a barracuda. Oh no. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta keep it moving. You won't be laying with nobody that look like Sanford and Son somebody. I'm just saying, Reggie Sanford. No, I'm not. No, y'all.
That is funny.
Well, I can't do it. No, I'm not gonna be miserable. I just can't do it. And sometimes it's meant to be, and I don't have to be a jerk about it. I just be like, hey, this ain't working, or I stop calling. Shoot, I just stop calling. Play. We ain't gonna play this game on this panel. So nobody's ever set up and just then call the person back because shoot, you ain't feel like dealing with all that crying and stuff. You just was like, yo, I was wild back in the day. And I just was like, look, I'm not doing this no more. I'm not doing. I remember the one person I broke up with. That was crazy. Okay, so let me just tell y'all this quick story real quick.
That's crazy.
So back in the day, in between, after I was kind of in between my high school love, versus my ex-husband. So, I dated this guitar player. He was like really popping, like he was getting ready to make it. You hear me? He was like a Prince. He was like a Prince / Jimi Hendrix / I don't know. He was just good at what he did, right? He could play the guitar with his tongue. I'm sorry. He could set it on fire. He was just cold, okay? And I was like really curious because you know what they say about musicians. And so I was like, let me see what. And then of course I didn't get that far with him because he was very eccentric and weird. But I like that because I'm kind of weird and eccentric, etc. Right? But not that level. So one day, he had a gig. He said, hey, come up here and you know what I'm saying? I want you to pick up my little money, tip money and wear that little dress on the stage. I was like, okay, cool. So I showed up. And then right before his gig, he went in the bathroom and he's like, don't let nobody in here. And I was like, what? I mean, I was like, So I just sensed that something was off the Rectors. Okay. So long story short, I looked in that bathroom. You know how you can look in the keyhole back in the day and saw him shooting up. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. I said, oh no, I dumped it so fast. That was a no call, no show. I left so fast because oh no, I don't do heroin addict. Sorry. So that was a pleasurable breakup. That was a no call, no show. You hear me? And he kept blowing up my phone. This was back in the day. He was blowing up my little home phone. I said, I'm not answering the phone from this jerk off. But I'm just saying, y'all, we gotta understand. Sometimes it just ain't meant to be, you know. Sometimes sometimes you don't have to call people back. Sometimes they just know it's a wrap. I'm not gonna waste my time. Back in the day, I'd be like, I'm not wasting my time of explaining why it's not gonna work, unless it was a valuable friendship or something like that, where I was like, hey, I'm not really feeling you, and you're not feeling me. I made them feel like they weren't feeling me. I'm like, no, you ain't feeling me. So it's over. You know what I mean? Because I felt like there was valuable friendship, or I had a friend that I might want to pass them to. Not because we were intimate, with no intimate situation, but it just was dating. It just didn't feel the chemistry wasn't right. So, you know, sometimes it's like that. This life, get over it. I mean, what you want? What you want from me? That's life. Shoot, hard knocks. Shit.
I love it.
I am cracking up at these comments over here. I am so mad at Anna right now about her husband's
Hilarious.
picture.
All right. So our show is not just about talking about issues or whatever. We are actually going to give people help tonight.
Uh-oh.
And the way that we're going to do it, and Josh can probably smell the BS about to happen. Tory and Josh are going to do some role playing. Okay, here's the situation. Tory and Josh have been dating
You don't do nothing with that.
for 3 months.
Uh-oh.
Josh is a great guy, wonderful guy, just not good, not wonderful for you. So you're going to help the ladies on how to get rid of Josh, but do it in a nice way.
Oh man, that's hard. Okay. So, can we talk?
No, sure, absolutely.
Okay. Listen, I am progressing in my life, and I just think that we're in two different stages. I think that right now I'm trying to move forward, and you're a little stagnant, maybe. And I think you're a great guy. I just don't think you're the right fit for me. Is that okay? I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt you.
Oh no, she's not.
No.
But
That
No.
seems like it.
don't cry. Do you need a tissue?
Oh my god! I'm trying not to laugh, but I had to laugh. She's like, "Don't cry if you need a tissue."
What's happened here?
Cry, get on the tissue for God's
I'm a savage. I'm sorry.
Get on the tissue
That's
for
a
God's
bottle.
sake.
Oh my god! Has anyone ever had someone cry when they were breaking up with them?
Yes, I have.
Like, what do you do in that situation?
I don't know. I got real numb and weird. It was weird. I just kind of put my hand on they shoulders, like, hey, stop, cut it out. I got tissue. And I'm saying something really stupid to make them laugh, and they cried and laughed at the same time. So I've had,
Okay.
or I just, so I just try, because I know I kind of come off like, because I'm a Taurus, but I really don't like to hurt people's feelings. I really don't. I really don't. I know it don't seem like it, but I really don't like hurt people's feelings. So I kind of try to make them laugh. I don't know. I'm silly and goofy, like I'm a nerd. So I'll just make them laugh because it's very awkward. Even with my clients, if my clients bust out, they can say that they lost their son. They can say they lost whatever. They will always find some kind of humor in something I say, and they'll laugh and feel better. So people do call me to feel better. But I'm not really, it's just kind of awkward when people bust out crying. I mean, it's a normal emotion. And back in the day, it was difficult. Now it's easy for me to deal with people crying. But back in the day, that would be a really weird thing. What do you do? Just touch their shoulder or hug them or something like that? Because I don't want no tears. Back then, like, I don't want no tears on my outfit. But I kind of touch their shoulder and be like, oh, woo woo. Don't stop that. Don't cry. Oh, it's all good. Quit that crying, girl. What's wrong with you? Quit that crying, boy. What's wrong with you?
I'm kind of, there's this meme, right? And like, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
There's this meme, and like, It's this woman like hanging over the toilet. She's obviously upset or like throwing up or something. And somebody has a broom and they're being like, there. Like, that's how I am when people start crying. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, do you want an ice cream cone? Like, what do you do? Like,
Lol.
Give them ice cream. That's what you do. You give them ice cream when somebody start
I
crying.
don't want ice cream. I want the last 3 months of my life back.
Oh,
touche.
Tory, how dare you break up with this gentleman?
I know, he's so evil. He's like,
Let broom out.
you think a good parting gift is one last roll in the hay?
Absolutely not.
No, because sex is people glue. You know, if you want to have someone leave your presence, you don't want to add more of the thing that's gonna make them want to go. You know, do I have a chance? And you're like, no. You know, you don't want to lead somebody on that way. You know?
I'm not gonna build a further soul tie with them. We already got a soul tie because we've been smashing for a while. So no way that I'm gonna continue on with the soul tie and have
Thank
them
you. You hear it.
my energy. I'm gonna have to break the soul tie. So I'm gonna have to do it again. I don't think so. Ooh, if I'm not feeling them and I want it over, why would I jump in the hay with them?
Let me
you did when you was a teenager.
Let me give you this. Maybe the nice thing to do is just to wean them off of the vagina. You know, just
nobody. I'm gonna tell you. Alex, I'm
nice
pass
move.
on that.
How you gonna just make them quit cold turkey?
He'll be all right.
It's over.
He'll be all right.
It's over now.
I'm sure you've been hung up the phone or left their presence and he got something else lined up anyway. Go on with that foolishness.
I'm just saying that's the
And he gonna be sitting at the club. My girlfriend dumped me. And somebody like, pink, and they'll give him something that night. We ain't gonna play this game.
I'm just saying that's a nice parting gift. You know,
used to be a goodbye kiss was okay, like a goodbye kiss, like bye.
You know what?
Have a nice life.
you guys know who Derek Jeter is, the baseball player?
Yeah.
What he would do is when he was done with women, he would give them like a gift basket of stuff. It was like his parting gift basket because he always wanted the relationships to end nicely.
That's actually pretty cool.
I saw that in a movie once. That was
that gift basket and how that relationship ended. It might end up in your face.
I want a breakup basket. Where's my breakup basket?
All I got is a left shoe that they left in my house. No, I'm just playing.
Right. He would throw an autographed baseball in there. He said, "Hey, you can sell that on eBay if you like. You know, some lotions and whatever."
I would like Monterium game for a breakup. That'd be a nice breakup gift if somebody get. You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all this. Speaking of that, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm not gonna say I have an associate of mine. She gave a truck. She gave her ex a truck as a parting gift. I was wow. I said that's the best breakup gift I've ever saw.
Wow.
Did she break up with me?
Right.
That's how I was like, I love you. Let's get together.
I know.
I love you. Let's get together. And then I'm gonna break up with you tomorrow. We ain't gonna do nothing. I'm gonna break up with you tomorrow just so I can get the truck. Give me a truck too. You get a truck, you get a truck. Everybody get a truck.
Not if everybody is Oprah though.
That's a good though. That might be a good business.
Giving away for breakups. Shoot, give me one.
That might be a good business. The breakup gift basket. You know, you can buy it for the ladies or the fellas. You know,
you got my mind on something. Now I'm gonna put that on my website and be like, breakup. First of all, I got breakup oil. I'm gonna do a breakup something. I'll figure something out. Thank you. That's a good idea. I'm writing it down right now.
We're gonna monetize that.
Man,
you need help breaking up? I'll make up your breakup basket. Here, and then there's the hookup.
Are there breakup gift cards?
Yes, there are. They have at the store. Yeah.
Oh wow.
But I've never got
Starbucks.
That's a lot of effort.
$5 Starbucks.
Yeah. 1 cup of coffee for breaking up with me.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
I don't know, but
That's
people do
horrible.
really think about it though. When people get divorces, and if they like, if they gotta pay child support or alimony, or they gotta split the house up and things like that, they get stuff. They get breakup gifts too. Technically,
Has anyone ever has anyone ever been offended about someone breaking up with you? Like, what? You breaking up with me? Like, I should be
yeah,
the one. Who said yeah? I didn't
I
see it.
did.
Oh yeah, what happened? What happened? You gotta tell me.
Okay.
No, 1 square over the doctor.
It was Amirah. Amirah, she
Oh, it was Amirah. You said that.
Yes, I said that. Okay, so let me tell y'all this real quick so I could so I'm trying not to laugh so hard in trying to get this story out to y'all. Okay. So first of all, I got with this particular person. And it was kind of like I was bored and I have nothing else to do with my life. This is my younger days, y'all, so don't judge me. But I don't really care. But this was back in the day. So I didn't have anything else to do with my life. I was in between, I had broke up with my my high school sweetheart. And I was like, well, there's like, you know how people try to hook you up with somebody, the little blind date. And I looked at him. I don't know. He was like really weird looking. And I don't mind weird, but he looked really weird, almost like a Ewok or something. He was like you know what I'm saying? He looked like an Ewok. And he so happened to like Star Wars too, so that didn't help. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, I like Star Wars, so we had that in common. So I'm trying to go with the points of unity of trying to build a friendship. So we dated for a little while, but I wouldn't sleep with them. I just couldn't because he looked like an Ewok. And so what happened was he wound up I went to a mall with one of my girlfriends, and I saw him at the mall. I mean, girlfriend, you can't really say that anymore. Back in the day, you could say that without people thinking that you know.
No, girlfriends meant like pals who were girls.
My friend, a friend of mine, it's a female friend. We're cool, platonic, and all that. Okay, so we went to the mall, and he had the nerve to be walking around with the Jezebel of the school. He was walking around with this Jezebel. And then he was like, when he saw me, he was like, security. And I said, what? I said, the nerve of you little Ewok looking self. How dare you try to break up with me to be with this little ugly girl? And then the girl, she was like the prostitute of the school.
He just wanted some goods. That's all.
Yeah, he was like, I just wanted something. You wasn't going to give me none. You were damn right I wasn't going to give you none of this.
Right.
But yeah, so anyway, he broke up with me, so to speak, because I wouldn't give him the me.
Because he looked like a forest creature.
And then he look like an Ewok. If I showed y'all him right now, he's on my Facebook friends list. So shout out to you, Ewok, homie.
Was he covered in fur?
Yes, he was very hairy. He was on the back of his neck. Like you could tell, like the back of his neck was like, like hairy, like it stood up. And then he had glasses. Like I've never seen an Ewok that wore glasses. So yeah, that was kind of funny. That was like the nerve of him. And you know what? I'm going to mention his name is Patrick. So I'm gonna call him out. Since we go call out things.
His name was Patrick.
Tea is being served. There you
First
go.
of all, Patrick, with your little funny Ewok looking self, how dare you try to break my heart in high school? You was a mercy date anyway. I didn't like
it.
Oh, wow.
You are such a Taurus, and I love it.
Hilarious.
I am too. I'm a Taurus, and I
Some
can't
Virgo in there.
Okay, tag him in the video. I'm taking a step forward.
If you look like an Ewok or Neo, or
I'm also a Taurus, so there's that.
Yeah, poor Neo and the Ewoks. They're getting it this episode.
Man.
Y'all gonna be acting crazy on her, y'all.
I kind of like geeky, nerdy guys, like
I
because they're smart and they're funny and they know that their face might not be all that, but they're still kind and like they have all these other attributes they bring to the table. And like geeky, nerdy guys are usually like into some interesting things, and so maybe they could teach us some things, like
okay.
thing he'd do is teach me how to catch ants with his tongue.
Wow. I mean, I've
Ants with
dated
his
guys who are, considered to be unattracted to some people, but there had to be something else about them. Like, I can't date. It's just certain things that I don't like. Like, if your shoes are like run over,
Dirty.
no.
They got
You gotta know how to dress. I can't. No. It's just,
Gotta be able to be
I
put
gotta
together. Yeah.
And then he smelled like Skittles. Did I leave that out? And he smelled like Skittles. If that
He
was
smelled like
not-
candy?
yeah, he smelled like Skittles.
be like, sir, you might have a yeast infection. I don't.
I was like,
Oh,
I didn't even kiss him. He just,
Wow.
I like talking to, have you ever been cool with somebody that y'all like talking to over the telephone? And then when we got in person, it was gross. I didn't want to talk to him in person. I just like talking over the phone because we had it was fun because he was a nerd and he liked good stuff that I like. I was a nerd, he's a nerd. And I didn't know I was a nerd at the time, but I finally realized I had my awakening into nerdom about a year ago. So
Came
I
out the
finally
nerd
realized
closet.
that I was a nerd. And I'm like, yay, shout out to the roof, nerds in the house. Anyway, so once I had my awakening of nerdom, I did always like nerds. I like nerds. I like the nerd with the a thug life edge. That's probably
Wow, that's niche right there.
Exactly.
I've always
Gangsta
said my
nerd.
husband's kind of like that. He's a nerd with the thug
With an
life
edge.
energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hard worker, thug life energy.
Mhm.
You know what I'm talking about? And I've always been attracted to those kind of guys.
We did a show years ago about gangsta nerds years ago. It was on the spotlight. So that's pretty funny. Maybe I should bring that one back.
I went on a date with this guy, right? And he was a total nerd. And like, he was talking about cosplaying, LARPing, and we had a lot in common because I'm a nerd too. But he was so nerdy that I actually went. My homeboy hit me up and I had him be my wingman, and I completely made up the story like, oh my god, I haven't seen him in like 15, 20 years, and he was my ex-boyfriend and I have to go. Like, and the guy bought it and he had like drove like an hour and a half to come see me. Like, I'm such an asshole.
Now, I know that a lot of our panel is married or in significant relationships, but I do want to bring up something. If you guys can think back to when you guys were on the market, or it could happen recently, especially with COVID happening last year. A phenomenon I've noticed that's on steroids is the reaching back in the Rolodex of past lovers or past boyfriends or girlfriends. And I've been talking to other people. They've been saying all of a sudden these people are coming out the woodwork that they've had, situations with in the past. And there's a couple of ways that it goes down, right? So, like, Mosaic will get a call from some guy, and he goes, "Oh, I'm just checking on you to see how you're holding up during COVID," right? And then you're like, "Oh, me and my family, we're good, we're fine. Are you still married to that guy?" They want to kick the tires. They want to kick the tires.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
So I was wondering, has anybody had anyone kick the tires?
Man, I have somebody I can't get rid of. Been 24 years. So my ex, we were together like 10 years strong, on and off for 20. But he still makes his presence known. So he comes around. He comes to family functions at times and stuff like that. But every now and then, like, cause we usually talk like every morning, and every now and then he'll say like, did he get deported yet? Because my husband's African. And I'm like, no, he's not going anywhere. But he'll do that. And sometimes I'll get like I had an ex that was from Ghana. He'll check in from time to time. Like, oh, I was thinking about you, da da da. I'm like, oh, that's nice. But like, dudes do that. But most people, like the guys I've talked to, they know I'm married because they're like friends with me on Facebook. But it's only Steven and Ra who will check in. Ra not so often, but Steven is always around. Like even though he's in Florida right now, he has another girl and everything. And but he will call and be like, "Hey, when you gonna get rid of him?" So I can answer his question. And I'll be like, he's not going anywhere. He's not. I love him. I love him. He'd be like, okay, you love
That's
him right
kind of
now.
bold.
Yeah, he's a Virgo. He's
looking
really
for that
Oh,
crack.
okay. Never mind.
Oh Lord,
Yeah, he a Virgo. Yeah,
you
He's
ain't
looking
never
for
get
that
rid of
crack
him.
in the
My
door.
ex-husband was a Virgo.
never. I can't
Mm.
get rid of him. He just won't go away.
Hmm. So he's
But
your
he
happy
does
little
stuff like,
stalker.
yeah,
Now,
that's what I told him one day. I was like, "You're gonna be my stalker all my life," and like even he so my aunt was in town from Michigan, and he came because we were all from Michigan,
Hmm.
and he came around and she was like, "It was good to see you, Steven." And so he said, "Oh, don't worry, I ain't going nowhere." And he says that
Okay.
often, and he means it too. He's not going nowhere. So like, I guess he's like, yeah, he's just around. I'm just glad he doesn't live in Ohio anymore because he did move here, and he moved a mile down the street from my house. So I'm just,
Creepy. No.
once he realized that he can't get me away from my husband, he
Scary.
moved to Florida. And
mm,
so I'm just
Wow.
happy he stayed down there with oh girl.
Mhm.
Hope he marry her or something. Like, be happy, go be free. But he's like, she ain't doing this and she
He
won't do
still
that.
be holding on to that last little bit of hope. I'm telling you, he be done married her, had 5.2 children, and still be holding on to that last little hope.
This Negro just invited me. Hold on. He just invited me to come to Jamaica with him and old girl. I was like, excuse you? No. I'm like, no, that's not happening to my. I can't steal you away from him, even on your birthday. No, that would be
even
a
on your birthday.
trick. But no.
Wow.
Well,
Bold.
we,
Yeah, he's bold. He's very bold.
last year, especially during COVID, I was getting a lot of exes kicking the
I miss
tires.
you, Kente.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I understand the reason why. I mean, I'm pretty awesome, but it's beyond that. Beyond that is this is the thing I noticed. But this is the thing about ladies. I've noticed it's quarantine. You got to be careful who you're around, all of that kind of stuff. So you go back and
Go with what you know.
you go what you know, and then also a lot of women don't want to up their body count, and they know what they're going to get, sexually. So it's a win-win, right?
Some of these women, some of these little coin snatchers, um excuse me, do not what? I'm just keeping it real. Some of nowadays women, some of these women don't care. And I mean,
Mhm.
I'm not calling all women that. Y'all know for a fact I'm not.
Oh
But
yeah.
I'm talking about some of these because they'll be like, oh, you're slut shaming me. No, I can have as many things as the men have. If I want to have 5 sexual partners, I would do that because the men
Who
do
wants
it
to deal
too.
with all that energy?
It's all
That's a
about
lot of people in a bed, really. That's
it's
just
like women's
crowded.
empowerment. Yeah, that's what they do now. So they don't care about that. That's why I call them coin snatchers. Coin snatchers. So they don't care about how many bodies they stack. Men are more about the bodies they snatch. I mean, it's really some men out here that really like not about that life. You know what I mean? Nowadays, I mean, switching the roles now. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. Um,
Mhm.
so I don't really think that a lot of women care about that. Some do, obviously,
Some
right?
do though, and
Some
then I
do.
think a lot of it is you want to go like if you're going to add to your
Comfortability.
number, if you're going to add to
The
your
old
number,
thing back.
You want to go to something that you know is tried and true.
I think it's more comfortability and
Right.
the fact that they know that person. I don't think it's about the body sister, but I think it's about the comfortability. And they know what a person will or will not do. You know what I mean? So you can trust that he's gonna talk to this person, or you can trust that he's gonna stick to this one old girl that he's been talking to when he's talking to you. So, or you can trust that you safe with him because he's good old reliable drop dead Fred, so he's gonna just be with you, so
I've been there.
in a
I've
lot of
been-
cases,
Even with my ex, like that's why me and him were on and off so much. Like we were together for 10 years, like straight. Then we're on and off for 10 because I'm not gonna go back to just. I was just like, if I'm gonna deal with some bullshit, I just deal with Steve. Like that's how I felt about it. But now I'm like, I don't even want to deal with his bullshit. So that's why I got married to my husband. And it's like, my husband is amazing, but and he was a good guy. My ex was a good guy. He just has his ways, and he's too controlling for me. I can't.
Was it the Virgo?
Yeah, it's the Virgo. And see,
Oh Lord, run! Hide your ladies, hide your purses,
and then you would understand.
Hide your children.
You would understand.
hide your children.
My
hide
Venus
your
is Gemini, and his Venus is Virgo. It ain't working. It's not.
Well, okay, real quick. What's everybody's sign? I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh, that explains a lot.
I'm a
Yeah,
Taurus.
that does explain a lot. Yeah.
Turn up your mic or get closer to your mic or something, Kente. It's really like atmospheric,
Hello?
and I have headphones on. Yeah, just get closer.
I know it's just me. I'm like, well, am I deaf today or what?
That's
No, it's a distance to a mic thing. Like some mics will pick up nice and sweet, and some won't.
Depends. Some of my mics are directional. Yeah. So then another thing about why I think me and Kente get along so well now because he's Sag. So I'm a Taurus, but my moon and my rising are both Sagittarius. So I love you and I'll cuss you the fuck out at the same time. So.
It's good to have friends like that, though. Like just real.
What are you, Anna?
Oh,
I'm Scorpio.
Scorpio. Josh, what are you?
Capricorn.
Capricorn. Lamb, what are you?
Cancer.
Cancer.
Oh.
Tory. Oh wait, Tory's not here. What about you, Dr. Amirah? What you said?
I'm a Taurus moon and I'm a Taurus sun. So I am like double jeopardy up in this piece.
Yeah.
A friend of mine
on those with the Sag with the moon and the rising.
So
okay,
it is what it is.
Tory, what's your sign, Tory? What's your sign?
I'm a Taurus. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Taurus in the room.
Taurus. Hashtag Taurus is bow down. Yay.
All right. So, Cancer Lamb. How much important is experience in the bedroom to you?
Very important.
That was quick. That was solid.
That's the deal breaker. So we're not doing any let's get married as a virgin type thing, or let's see where this relationship goes in a few months or something like that. If I don't know up front, it ain't going down.
Oh wow! So you don't want to mold the clay?
Never.
Really?
Hey,
wow.
Diana's here.
Never.
Okay. What about you, Josh? How important is sexual experience?
On a scale of what?
1 to 10, with 10 being the highest.
10 being the highest. So I'd say, I'm going to go ahead and say 2.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So you're okay with she don't know anything. You want to be the teacher.
I don't know about being a teacher, but
sensei, bring out the candles and the incense.
No, I don't know.
No,
nothing like that. Just when it comes to doing these things, having physical relationships, yeah, you carry over some things from previous relationships, but a lot of it, I think, does include starting over from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
So you're learning each other as you go along.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But if you think about sex and you think about someone's where they're at sexually, it's a combination of mainly two things: the physical experience, the actual touch, and also the memories, right?
Mhm.
The actual memories. So if you think about it like this, let's say someone started having sex when they were 14 years old, 15 years old, and then they're now 35, right? If you could take a pill that would wipe out all your sexual memories, you would be technically 50% a virgin. Think about it. And
Okay.
then if you had vaginal rejuvenation
Why
surgery,
does it need to be rejuvenated?
and that's what they call it,
It
then
doesn't
you're
need to be
then you're
rejuvenated.
then
Cause
you're
it's
Don't
gonna
75.
blow
believe
out.
that. Everything's good
muscle.
down there.
Shark, you done took it down to the shark fin and
It's a
had
muscle.
somebody to break your ovaries, letting all these big, you know what I'm talking about, things go in you and knocking your walls out.
Going past the cervix, I would hope.
I've had 3
Think about-
kids. I've birthed three babies through my,
You
vaginal
don't have
everything.
to tighten it.
You don't have to. It rejuvenates on its own. Just give it
Some people
time.
don't, but some
That's
people
a
don't.
male.
Well, there's
Well-
exercises and jade eggs and there's things.
But if
I sell them, but I'm trying to tell you. Do you understand? I do Yomi steams for people, and sometimes it just ain't. It's bad. This is all bad. Okay,
Okay.
and sometimes
Maybe a little stitch.
But if you-
sometimes people just ain't because they let too many objects go inside of them that don't need to be there, or it's too rough, or they just nasty and trifling and filthy, and they'll get with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, literally.
Tom's dick.
Yeah, and Harry.
But if you think about it too, then there's the residual ghost of the dicks of the past. So every time
You just cut soul ties. That's easy. That's not a problem.
right, yeah, I call them ghost dick. But that kind of haunt
like
that haunt your vagina, until the end of your days. But
I met my husband when I was 17. I've been having sex with him for almost 35 years. It gets better as you get older.
It does.
Don't-
It's supposed.
It does.
It's supposed.
yeah, but you don't have like a lot of ghosts. So I mean,
No,
unless
I mean
you
I've
have-
had other people that I had dated.
Kente,
huh?
what are the ghosts? I mean, what are the significance of the ghosts? What are they doing to you?
No, they're not doing anything. They're just kind of hovering around, ooh, whatever.
There's some cosmic sex going on.
Yeah.
What
You
is
never,
the
you never heard that thing where that old commercial where it said, every time you have sex with somebody, you have sex with all their partners.
Yeah, and then you
That's
open
an AIDS
the door,
commercial.
you open the wall and you see hello Bob, Jimmy, and all of them still up in there.
Right.
Seen
But you know what I do though? Every time I have sex with a woman, I get some sage and I burn it and I just let the smoke go around the vagina.
You know
And then-
what?
And then you
You're
literally
saging your women. This is different.
yeah, and you just see the ghost.
Listen,
You
ain't
see
no
the ghost
way my vagina balls. Now, I mean, my Yomi. Now, that's not gonna work. Now, let's just, so then you're gonna be tasting smoke. You ain't gonna have my stuff smelling like no smoke. You might as well
We
get
go through too much to
put
get clean
there.
for that. Yeah.
I mean, you might as well get a cigarette. I mean, no, anybody doing that. And I sell sage, and I love sage like the next person. I'm burning sage right now as we speak, but that's not the point. I'm not. It's just certain areas I just don't put the sage. But no, and for me, to be honest with you, I really don't care about the experience because we can learn together. I want somebody. I've always prided myself, and this is like I know that I've had some experience in dating, right? But for me, I just want somebody that's gonna, my goal was to just want somebody that's going to appreciate me, I appreciate them, and we connect and have fun and be like my best friend but love her and all those good things that we both want and all about how they treat me. And so for my husband, let me tell you something. When I first got with my husband, I never looked at him to even know whether or not he was attractive. You know what I mean? I didn't look at my husband until after I moved until we moved in together. And one day he was talking, it was right before we got married. And I was like, wow, you are attractive. I just now realized that, because people kept telling me, you know, your husband is really attractive, your boyfriend, whatever. He's kind of cute. And I was like, really? I was like, girl, I don't be paying no attention to that. You know, it was just the way that this Leo individual treated me. And it was the way that we connected, our bond and stuff like that. Not to be cliche, but it was just more about that. So I really didn't care about how many partners he had or did not have. It wasn't about that. I just want to make sure he's clean and make sure we ain't got no venereal disease. That was more less. That was more my thing. You know, I didn't care about how he was or wasn't in bed, none of that. Because when you care about somebody, that will get better. You know what I mean? It'll be good once you start caring about that person, because you all are connecting on that spiritual level. I'm not being funny, I'm just telling the truth. And once y'all start connecting on that spiritual level, you don't really care about all that. You know what I mean? You don't care about the size and the non-size of the bigness, the thickness, and all that other stuff. As long as you all tell each other, hey, I like this. Can you kiss my neck? Can you touch my feet? Can you tell me you love me? You know what I mean? Hey, what we gonna do today? When you start building a family, y'all connecting, you don't care about all that. You try to get in when you can. You know what I mean? So I really don't, you know, I would really don't trip off of bodies and how many people he didn't been with or not been with, you know. But let me say this. Now, I think it now only thing I would for me, if you're with someone, you connect with them and you really care about them. Now, if we go out, I don't want to go out and they done been with, everybody in the whole club. Now that's something different. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody in the club, they'd be like, hey, Bobby, hey, that's my man. I'd be like, dang, Bobby, now that's kind of too much. Now, even as I don't care if he is a man, I still don't want to be with a man that done had half of the club and we in the vicinity of everybody he slept with. You know what I mean? No, that is a turn off in that regard. So I will say that. I said all of what I said to say that I don't want to be in the vicinity of all of my husband's ex-sexual partners. Okay. That's really too much. And if it's a whole bunch, if it's a boatload and they coming off the ship, like, hi, Bobby, hi. You know what I mean? That's too much.
And I just want to say I was kidding about the sage on the vagina. But
we know you was saying, duh.
I mean, I have a
say that. We knew that.
no, there's gonna be somebody out there that's gonna be like, I can't believe he does that.
Well, they're dumb if they believe that. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But who knows? I might start doing it.
My
But
husband is popular, so it's like, there's always women in his face because he's a griot. And so he's at everybody's wedding, baby shower, birthday party, you name it. And they always be like, get on back, chilling that. Yes, they want him to sing for him. They want him, they want to see him dance and stuff like that. So but I know his body count is pretty low. But I don't care about none of that. And like, even with him, he was just like, that was before me. Even though I don't have like a real high body count, but he was just like, that's before me. I don't care about that. I'm with you now, and that's who you with. So,
right. Well, one last thing before we go, I want to talk about I love you, and I'll be honest with you. That was something I've always struggled with in relationships. When to say it, whatnot. And I've had people say it to me, and I didn't necessarily, it wasn't like I didn't care for them or whatever, but maybe I wasn't sure I was there, So, like, I remember there was this girl I was dating, and, we've been dating for a couple of months or whatever, or, several months. And we were having this really nice time out. And then she said, I love you. And I really didn't feel it back, but I couldn't just leave it hanging. I mean, what am I going to say? Well, I don't love you, so I said, I love you too, because I'm a Christian, and I love everybody.
Oh,
no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But I was just like, oh, and I just hugged her, and I could see the look on her face, like, wow, this fool ain't gonna say it back, So what do you do in a situation we'll go to Tory first because Tory has to leave. When someone tells you I love you and you like them, but you don't necessarily love them back.
Yeah, I've said I love you. I have. I've been that person and be like, I love you too. You know, like I don't want to. Okay, I blew it. I wish that they would not have said it. Especially when it's too soon. You're like, oh boy, this escalated quickly. You know. But yeah, I've definitely been that person to say it back. Just so I don't hurt them. I'm one of those people that I really don't like hurting people. I might have been savage with Josh earlier, but like I'm really not that way. Like I will say things that I don't mean because I don't want to hurt people, and that's not right. I need to change that about myself. But I'm a people pleaser, so I hate hurting feelings. I hate people mad at me, so I will like go out of my way to make sure that they're not, you know. But I'm sorry, I gotta go, but I love you guys, and it was really fun doing this.
I don't believe it.
Nice talking to you, fellow Taurus, and thank you.
Yeah, bye guys. Thank you.
Taurus love.
I love you, Tory.
I love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
So, Lamb, have you ever been in that situation where someone told you they loved you and you weren't feeling the love back?
He's a Cancer. He loves everybody.
All the time.
So how do you handle it? Do you be honest and say, "Oh, I don't love you"?
No, that conversation doesn't come up. I don't place myself in a position where the potential is to escalate anything. So now the onus is on them to come out and say how they feel. And if they say that, if they broach the subject, then I deal with it then.
Okay. So wait, how do you control that? I mean, you can't control somebody loving you, Lamb.
No, you can't.
So I mean, you got to show me that Jedi mind trick.
Yeah, it's a piece of cake. You got to be comfortable with yourself.
That's true. That's true. What about you, Josh? Have you ever been in that situation? But I feel like you love pretty hard.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you a little story real quick.
Okay.
First of all, I'm gonna preface this with I've only been in 2 relationships where that has ever come up, and I'm gonna tell you about the first one. I was dating a girl I was working with, and I'm not even sure how it started. I think she talked me into asking her out. That's the way I seem to remember it anyway, which I was not against. She was very attractive. And we went out a few times, and I had, you remember back in the day, you would burn CDs, you know, make your own mixes and that kind of stuff. So I had made this CD, and it was full of some of my favorite cover songs. And I don't know, maybe it's just the person I am, but a lot of the songs happen to focus around relationships and love, right? And I don't know, maybe it's because those are like all the best songs worth covering. So we're getting through, and I just got to that point in the relationship where I was comfortable doing my car karaoke. So yeah, I was belting it, and we had just gotten to Less Than Jake's cover of the Partridge Family's "I Think I Love You," and I'm just singing a song, sitting in the passenger seat because she loves to drive. And when the song's over, she turns down the radio and is like, "You know, you can say it, right?" I'm like, "Say what?" You can say it. And I'm thinking like, "I love you," and she looks at me, she's like, "I love you too." I'm like, "Wait, what just happened?" And that's how the relationship went to the next level.
Wow.
So yeah, other than that, if that even, if that counts for what you're talking about. That's the only time where I kind of come to think of it. She might have tricked me into that too. I don't really think it was a good relationship. I'm glad we broke up.
I'm thinking, yeah, good to get away from that one.
She
Yeah.
Jedi mind tricked you into.
Yeah, she did. She just, lassoed you with her, truth lasso or something.
Her hotness.
Her hotness.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow. You've been off the market a long time, Anna. But have you ever had that happen?
I remember in college, I think I had a guy that I was dating briefly before Paige. It was one guy, and he was just kind of a hot mess, like altogether. I think a lot of it was inexperience, and a lot of it was insecurity, and a fair bit of alcohol, and possibly an alcoholic trait or something there. But I don't know if he said I love you, but like he always wanted to advance the relationship faster than I wanted to, and it just was like something. When everything in your whole body is like no, you just kind of shut that down pretty fast. And I'm pretty sure I broke it off with him sometime after that, because it's just, I don't know if he said I love you or if he was just trying to move in on like wanting to do more things physical. And I was like 17 and I was just like, no, I don't really need to explore this further. I know where this goes. And I didn't want to do that with him, which, we just shut things down pretty fast. So it was good to shut that down, because I knew he was on a trail that was going to be pretty dangerous for him and anybody that was around him. And I didn't want to be participating in that. He would drink a lot, and he would like drink Pepto-Bismol like it was soda. And I just thought, that's not healthy. So, but that was one person. Yeah. Right. Yvonne's like, you listen to your gut feeling. I'm like, yep.
Sounds like an interesting feller.
That's interesting.
The Pepto-Bismol man.
Yeah.
The Bismol, it'll turn your bowels black because you're eating too much iron and stuff.
Yeah, he was, and it was funny because we only dated for a few months when I first started at college. I started July 4th, 1987. It was a program that they had to test to see if you had the stuff to be a college student or not. So you were there in the summer when everybody else was gone, just to take some classes and see how you did. It was called transition program. And so, you're around people all the time. Coupling up is going to happen. But something in me just knew, nope. And it was good because that fall I was able to get to know Paige better that fall because I was free from that other relationship. So, yeah.
Now, Dr. Amirah, I know when you were on the market, you had a lot of I love yous. So how did you handle it when you didn't feel it back?
Well, I would, I was very polite. I would just say, I have love for you. I have love for you. You are
good answer.
You know what I mean? I have love for
nothing but love for you, baby.
I love and then I would say, I love everybody. And I'll just kind of, hit them in the shoulder, hit them on the shoulder, or pinch their cheek and be like, good going, guy. That's how I handle it.
Wow. How old were you when you got that wisdom? That's really good.
Because I didn't want to hurt people's feelings. I'm a Taurus. We don't like hurt people's feelings. Not for real. You got to really do something for us to like go in. But for me, I really didn't want to hurt people's feelings. And most people I try to keep on as a friend. I didn't purposefully go out to try and make enemies of people or to hurt their feelings or to lead them walking away. besides, doing parting gifts or anything like that, I'm not doing a parting gift. But what I will do is a nicety and try to make you feel better about yourself. And say, well, dang, at least she was nice to me. She was nice.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. That way they can look back fondly and
I
go,
did that
yeah, she
early
was
on.
nice. Smart.
Once love came into a picture, junior high, grade school, junior high, even friends just in general. You know how your friends be like, "Oh, I love you, girl." I'd be like, "I got love for you. I got mad love for you." Then back in the day when Mad was out, once we started seeing different people from all over the country, like New York, because they be like Mad Love, everything is Mad this or Mad that. So then I started saying, "I got bad love for you, baby. I got mad love for you." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much how we would how I would handle that. So it wasn't. And just kind of kept it moving and be like, okay. And then they was just like, did she just diss me? Probably. But it was nice.
All right. So Mosaic, I know you had a bunch of people professing they love. You still got people professing they love.
No, so like I said, I have been with Steve for a long time. So I didn't really have like guys like, oh, I love you, I love you. Now, funny thing, like when I met my husband, he was the first one to say I love you. And I was like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I know you like me, but you don't love me, no. He's like, no, I'm serious. I love you. And I was like, nah, that's cute. Ain't that nice? Because I was really not feeling it because I had just kind of came out of a relationship. So I was like, there's no, but and then the whole thing, like, as soon as you step off the plane in Africa, they're like, I love you. I know you, I've loved you before you were in your mother's womb. You like, how did you even know me? You gonna find a husband. It's like if you desperate for a man, you can go to Africa. You gonna find one. Whether or not he gonna treat you right or not when you get back, that might be different. But yeah, my husband was the first one to tell me he loved me. And so when he did, there's two things that he did that let me know that he was serious and that he really did love me. One was that he gave me this necklace.
No.
This necklace is from the Baifao, which is Maori Brotherhood in Senegal. There is a Muslim country. And so this is a protection piece. So when somebody gives you something that protects you, that they think highly of you. Another thing is this bracelet, the silver one that I'm wearing, is a protection piece as well. And like if I take it off, sometimes I get tired of wearing bracelets, so I'll take them off. He will bring it back and put it back on my arm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's like, no, you need to wear this. It's good for your body. So, and then the other thing was, he was trying to stay in the United States, so he had started a situation and he ended that, because it was a business transaction. So he ended that, and then I was like, oh, okay, dude is serious. Like, you might be serious. And he would tell me that he loved me, and I was like, oh, like, and then he does stuff like, oh, you really do love me. So, but I don't really, I don't just be saying the words like, no, be like, okay, that's nice, that's cute.
So you said if a guy gives a woman something to protect her, that means he loves her. That's a good sign.
That's that he really thinks highly of you at that point, because this is something sacred to them. Like this wood, is the same wood that they make their prayer beads and everything out of. But this is a special tree. And the wood looks like it's been painted. No, the wood actually looks like this. The light and the dark.
Wow.
It comes out like that.
What if he gives her AK-47? Does that mean he loves her?
Yeah.
There's some trust involved with that.
Too. I got an AR. My brother gave me an AR. I got that. So, and then also,
that's good love.
My ex gave me a 10 millimeter. So I got one of them too.
I am not. Look, I am. If I ever go to your house, I'm gonna make sure I call before I come. 'Cause
Yeah, I
I
got
ain't trying
a
to
Colt 10
Facts.
millimeter. Yeah, and an assault rifle. And we
I
like.
am not trying to get shot. That's funny. Well, I want to thank this wonderful panel. You guys were amazing. You guys are awesome. I'm gonna start off with the ladies. Josh, wake up. I'm gonna start off with the ladies.
He's like, nah.
Dr. Amirah, how can we get you in social media and all that great stuff?
Okay, well, y'all can hit me up on my Facebook, Dr. Amirah Sankofa Kwali, or Dr. Amirah Kwali, or you can go to my handy dandy Instagram, Dr. Ask Coach on Instagram, or hey, you can really just do me a service because I do have my own website because I am an entrepreneur. So you can go to www.ask314life.com. So that is Amirah Sankofa Kwali 314 life as in the way you live, right? .com. So you can go there and reach me up on there and schedule timing or buy some products because I really would appreciate your services. I am charming and you would definitely get what you get to get help if you need that help. Or you can buy something for a friend that may be a friend in need. And here I will post it on the Facebook for you guys. But you can reach me there, or you can go to my email at ask314life@gmail.com. I'm going to go ahead and mute, but I do appreciate everybody for inviting me, Kente, onto this platform. I had a blast, and I love to laugh. So thank you, and nice to meet everybody.
Great
And
talking to you, Dr. Amirah.
I have no problem saying that I love Dr. Amirah. You're an amazing human being.
And I'm not gonna say I got mad love for you, so I'm definitely gonna tell you I love you as well. See?
Oh,
that is so sweet.
hey.
That is so
Yes.
sweet. Yeah, she's a
Nice.
Our
wonderful
blab
human being.
homie.
Wonderful human being. Anna, how can we get you in social media? And like, what do you got? Do you have anything going on?
I've just been helping people with their. I've been helping a select few with things that they need for their endeavors on live streams. So I have a company. It's called it's still in its building stages, but it's called Comment Curator. I've been a moderator before for things like this, and when people have conferences and so forth, I've helped them with their conferences and helped people get to the right rooms and all that stuff. I can't say too much because I have NDAs, but it is what it is. But my on social, most of the time you'll find me at Anna Roundsville or Anna Donofrio Roundsville on Facebook. On Twitter, I think I'm A Roundsville because that's what was there. So an engagement amplifier. Yeah, I've done that. Yeah, no, I've done that. Not necessarily for pay, but like just my services have been utilized. Yes. So So yeah, Anna Roundsville at a lot of the socials. For some reason, I can't get into my Instagram because I think I offloaded my authenticity second the app you need to be able to get into your Instagram. So that's a thing that's happening. So, but yeah, so I'm on TikTok, but I'm one of those people that go around and sprinkles love everywhere and good comments and stuff like that. I have like one video on my current TikTok over there. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much me.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Oh, I had a good time, by the way. Thank you for the invite.
Oh, thank you. All right, Lamb. You're not on social media. You're not on. I don't even. Do you even have an email?
No.
So
wow, this guy is secret, man. He's private.
So I'm not going to even ask you how to get in contact with
Love
you,
that.
but I'll say
LinkedIn,
this.
maybe.
Actually, you know what? Let me pull up his the social media page I made for him. And if you want to check out what this brother's doing, he has LAM Tennis Pro, and you'll get some of his exploits playing tennis. And we have our podcast that's coming soon called No Pushers Allowed, the tennis podcast. So we're going to be talking about tennis. And look, I'm not an expert. I'm just someone who appreciates the game. And but it's going to be fun though. It's not going to be a boring show. We're going to be talking match-ish on the show. And it's going to be not your mother's tennis program. So we always debate stuff, who's better, this and that. Even though he's the pro, I'm always the one that's right. So so it'll be fun. So that is the website. I mean the Facebook page, LAM Tennis Pro. All right.
Nice.
All right. Thank you for being on the program. And Joshua, how can we get you on social media? And tell them about my debut on Friday.
Okay. Well, as always, you can find me on Twitter at SkidComic or at Simbicore Studios or at WadcastPod. I don't really tweet, so yeah, you can find me there, but I'm just going to be hanging around the back, probably, shooting some dice or something. You could go to the Facebook pages, facebook.com/Simbicore Studios or facebook.com/Wadcast or the Wadcast. Yeah, just look up Wadcast. You'll be able to see it. The familiar banner of the white background and white lettering and whatnot. That's where we broadcast live every 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Friday nights, it's the Writers, Actors, Directors podcast where we talk about all of those things, plus every little spot on a set in between to, give shout outs and give love to everybody that helps put a film or television production together. We get into some issues. We have special guests. For instance, if you want to check out a nice 2-hour conversation with director, writer, producer Henry Arnader, that was episode number 44. And he just released his new film called The Exchange, whom you might see a familiar face. Yeah, check that out. It's on Vimeo. And this Friday, you might hear another familiar voice. Kente will be joining the Wadcast as the third chair as we go 3 deep in tackling all of these Hollywood issues when it comes to production and everything, basically, when it comes to production. I look forward to Kente joining us on a regular basis and really bringing his opinions to the table. And Brandon is our other host. He's a great guy, and we agree on a lot of things. It's time to shake things up a little and get some varied opinions. At least that's what I think makes things interesting.
I'm the only one with a regular last name on the show. Your name is Chitty, and his name is Junk. So
that's not my last name.
I think it's Chitty, like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
No, we gotta say it like that. That would be a weird law firm, the Shitty Junk Ferguson law firm.
That's why we call it the Wadcast.
Junk.
Oh man!
And don't forget to subscribe wherever fine podcasts are sold.
Yes. And last but definitely not least, the one that has all her exes still hoping that they can get back in the door. I mean, man, actually, you should hire me just to be the sniper. So every time they run on your lawn, I can just, pop them off. But no, how can we get you on social media? Oh, and it's just a side note. the question was asked, who is on Clubhouse? I'm on Clubhouse. Mosaic is on Clubhouse, and also Anna is on Clubhouse as well. So Lamb could be on Clubhouse because he does own an iPhone. I put him out on blast. He actually has.
You have to want to be social to do that, I think.
Lamb
seems to be sidestepping all that noise. Like he likes his quiet way too much, just right. And my husband is not on social. My husband's not on social either. So yeah, he knows he doesn't want any of his data out there.
Well,
so I appreciate Lamb.
I'm putting him on blast. He not only is he has an iPhone, he has the absolute best iPhone you can have. So,
good
anyway,
for him.
But yeah, I'm just saying. So yeah, we are all on. All right. I'm sorry, Mosaic. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you can find me on social media at Mosaic Star on Instagram, Twitter, and a Mosaic Star on Clubhouse as well. Soon I'll be launching, my website is up, but it's just a landing page for my business, Missouri Y2 Beauty and Wellness. I make bath and body products that are all natural and also sell natural herbs and stuff like that. And so you can find that at Missouri Y2Beauty.com. And also, if you want to give to something charitable, I work for an organization that helps adolescents and teens from age 12 to 24. We've helped them find housing, also get back in school, any type of resources that they need. And they were having a fundraiser that's going on the 16th. Is called Huckleberry House Sleep Out. So you can pledge to sleep outside for the night to experience what homelessness feels like. Also, you can just Google Huckleberry House Sleep Out 2021, and if you would like to give a financial donation, that will greatly appreciate it. It will go to great use, and we will be able to help a lot of children and young adults get their lives back on track. So that's all I have, Kente.
All right. And you can get me at Kente F on Twitter, Kente Ferguson on Instagram. Of course, the website is indyradio.org. That's indyradio.org. Of course, Friday I'll be on the Wadcast. Tuesday, Tory show, and of course back next Wednesday with an all new episode. So you guys have a great rest of your weekend. I love you, and I mean it.
That's cute. No.
That was a good tag.
Love you too, for Kente.
And God bless you guys.
Peace.